longtime Arkansas assistant coach, radio analyst, Arkansas men's basketball, and part of our football broadcast as well. Zim, saw you at the arena on Saturday, right after the women took care of business against UCA. Tough one for the men against Hofstra. Really just had trouble stopping them getting to the rim. What did you see from your seat Saturday at Simmons Bank Arena against the Hofstra Pride?
Hey, Phil. Yeah, it was good to see you, and I'm glad I walked up to you when I did. You were sitting there scolding your kids, so I had to kind of make sure I give them a little love. And
I was scolding them with love.
I need the story here. We haven't heard that part.
No, he wasn't scolding him. I don't know. I was afraid he was. I was like, Stady, y'all in trouble? And they're like, no, we're not in trouble. But he looked like he was getting on them, but I don't think he was. I think Phil's he's pretty good with them. His kids are sweethearts, so it was good. But Phil, it was just one of those crazy games, guys. It was so unexpected. That was what was so crazy. You kept thinking that the Hogs were going to make this, 14-0 run, and you did make the run, when you're down 64-50. The Hogs made a really good, actually it was 64-50 with 8:21 to go, and you're like, we got to get going. And just like against Mercer, just like against North Texas, just like against the Division II school, here come the Razorbacks. They start hitting shots. They start playing a little faster, getting out in transition a little bit more. Next thing you know, it's 64-61, 11-0 run. And give Hofstra credit. Number one, they played really, really, really good. Those two guards they had were outstanding. And then everything around the rim, Bebe, former Razorback player, was so good around the basket. He has 18 points, 14 rebounds, takes 2 charges, and has 2 or 3 dunks. And he was so good around the rim, and he was their only real big guy. And he has to defend Jalen Williams, Aldis Toney, Stanley Amude, all those guys around the basket. And he didn't get in foul trouble. Between those 2 good guards and him, they were able to hold us off, and it was very surprising. When it was just one of the deals. I think all 15,000 Razorback fans that were there were pretty surprised. That happens every once in a while. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the season. It's just a game in December. Does it hurt? Yeah. Does it sting? Yeah. But I think it's also hopefully can be very motivating and inspiring to this team and to the program, that showing you that, hey, anyone can beat you on any given night, even in basically a home game there. And so, you never know what can happen. And, they had their leading scorer, Zach Cook, 17.4 points a game, wasn't there. They had all their travel issues. So everything's pointing to hopefully an easy Razorback win, right? And that just shows you the depth of college basketball and that anyone can beat anybody. This isn't a low major. They're coming out of the Colonial Athletic Association. They've played good teams. We know they almost beat Houston. They almost beat Maryland. They had some games where they played very, very well. And, I was looking at their stuff before we played them, and I was like, they won at Duquesne. That's pretty good. And Duquesne's not Duke. Mm-hmm. But still, that's you know about that, Phil. You're a Pittsburgh guy.
That's right.
And I thought, man, they went and handled Duquesne pretty easily. They've obviously got some players. But when you find out before tip, when their media relations guy came over to do the name checks and make sure we know how to pronounce everything, and they say Zach Cook's isn't playing and yada, yada, you just feel pretty confident. And it just wasn't meant to be.
It's just amazing to see, the one thing that folks were worried about going into the game is that Hofstra can stroke the 3, but they had 7 of them. It wasn't the major portion of their game. They out-rebounded Arkansas. That's rarely happened this season. The Hogs commit 15 turnovers. The starting lineup for Hofstra just completely outperformed Arkansas' starting lineup. So the game didn't go the way anybody expected. And part of that is, we talked a lot about Hofstra's three-point shooting. Is Arkansas a better defensive team against the dribble drive than you saw on Saturday, or is this something you might be a bit worried about?
I think that Arkansas all season has defended people off the dribble. Oklahoma was able to go off the dribble some. Everyone got caught up in the 13 out of 22 from the 3, which is outstanding shooting by Oklahoma. But Oklahoma was the first team all year. Cincinnati really couldn't do it. K-State sure couldn't do it. And then the teams we played at home couldn't do it, which was go off the dribble and get to the basket on Arkansas. And you had Jalen down there and Stanley and Aldis, and those guys were defending the paint or taking charges or blocking shots, and no one was really able to drive all season. And, you saw Oklahoma was able to do that. Now, they didn't get to the rim as easily as Hofstra did, but they got a lot of drives. And they had more big guys that could do stuff. You had about 3 different guys that were pretty good size that could do stuff effectively inside and on Baby. And so, but I was surprised at how good those 2 guards were and how they were able to tack off the basket, off the dribble so well. This Eric Estrada guys, he went through St. Peter's. He played there. He played at Oregon a little bit. He's a New Jersey kid at St. Benedict's. And when you see St. Benedict, that's a big-time high school basketball program. Those are tough kids, always New Jersey. And, he 22 points and 10 rebounds and 8 assists in a hostile environment in front of 15,000 Razorback fans. Come on. That's pretty impressive. That was one of the better performances I've seen a kid have against Arkansas in a long, long time. He was so good. And then, you throw the other kid was able to go off the dribble as well, the lefty, Jalen Ray, number 20. He's a Hampton, Virginia kid. A lot of tough kids come out of Hampton. And those 2 just played tough. They were physical. They were strong with the basketball. They didn't turn it over. They had good dribbles, and they just were very effective. And time after time, they were able to get their shoulders around our guys and get to the basket. And I don't know if we got a little tired on defense. We were playing man-to-man, of course, and there were just times that rotations were late getting there, and they were able to get to the basket and score. You keep thinking Jalen's going to get over there and tattoo that, or Aldis is going to get over there and tattoo that shot. And they just couldn't get there in time to help the guards. And those 2 guys dominated. And then the pick and roll and the slips and all the stuff that Bebe did, he just, he got switched off several times with like Chris Likes. He'd just lay it in. Or a lot of times there wasn't anybody there, and he would able to just roll to the basket, catch it, and dunk it. And he was very, very effective. We score 81 points. So you think, hey, we score 81, we're going to win. And I think most of the time, that's about what we average. 81, we're going to win most of those games. But we also hit 5 threes in about the last 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's 15 points. You take that away, then we're down 72 to 64 with 3:12 to play. We got 66 points, guys, with 124 to play. 124 to play, we got 66 points, and we ended up with 81. Do the math. That's 15 points. That's 5 3-pointers. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas, luckily, that gave us a chance to hang in there a little bit. By that time, we were too far behind to come back. Combine that, we could have came back, but combine that with they had to shoot 3 1-and-1s, and they made the front end and the back end. They made all 6 of those free throws. I love 1-and-1s in basketball. They're such a big deal. Hofstra went up there 3 times. We just hit a 3. We cut it to 7 or 8 or 9, and there's still a little bit of time left. And you're like, they've got to miss this front end of 1-and-1. Nope, boom, they drill it. And they were good. They had a game. I don't know if they could play that good again all year. They were so darn good Saturday.
Yeah, Matt, a lot of times that's just going to happen. You're just going to get your opponent's best game. They play almost as perfect of a game as they possibly can, and unfortunately that just happens. But when we talk about Arkansas on the defensive side, and it seems like for most of leading up to these last 2 losses, it's been about defending the perimeter. Now it seems to kind of switch off, and at least during Hofstra, and you got to protect the lane. Is it time to switch and start experimenting with some different type of zones for this team?
I don't really think so. I like a little zone here and there, but Coach has been good here with his defense. Especially last year, that was a very good defensive team that we had. And so I think he's just going to, stick with his man-to-man and just work on what you want to do and improve the areas. We talked about how we've been giving up some threes and defended the 3, pretty well down there. They shot quite a few of them, but they were 7 of 22. You'll take that every day. That's 31%. So, but they were driving, so just overall, your defense has to continue to get better, and I think he'll do that in his man-to-man. And we've had good defense since Coach Musselman's been here, and I think this team's got all the ingredients to be a good defensive team. Maybe he'll start playing some other guys, or maybe dividing up the minutes a lot. That's just stuff he knows his team. He's with them every day. We basically had 4 guys play 30 minutes or more. Stanley was just below 30 minutes, but you got all these 37 minutes, and he's a darn good player. He had 9.7 rebounds, but he got 37, almost 38 minutes. there's a lot of guys. JD, you almost have to have him because he scores it so darn good, and 20 points in 32 minutes, and Devo played basically 31 minutes. So you're getting a lot of guys with a lot of minutes, and in a way that's really good because the best players are playing, which is smart. That's smart by coach to do that, but also if they do get a little tired in an intense game, sometimes they need a little bit of a blow, right? And being able to, I think that's what happened to Jalen Williams. I'm not Jalen, I'm not in the huddle, but it looked like he got tired a little bit in the second half. And so, I just think they got to continue to keep working on stuff. And they're 9-2. You got 9 wins, and hopefully get 10th win tomorrow against Elon. You get them back feeling good. And you got everything to play for. This is a team going into the season. I think Coach was, I think they want to win the SEC tournament. They want to make a deep run, and there's dreams of a Final Four and all that. And right now, you're only worried about Elon and bringing Elon in here and beating them, and then getting ready for the SEC. You got the whole conference season to play. You got all these games. You got the SEC Big 12 Challenge, the SEC tournament. So everything is in front of this team, and I think they'll feel a little better. Hopefully tomorrow night they'll walk off the court 10-2.
Well, Zim, we'll see you there, man. Looking forward to it with another split doubleheader for Arkansas men's and women's basketball.
We've had some of that this year.
Certainly have. Z, we'll see you there. Thanks for joining us today.
Guys.
Appreciate you.
All right.
BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all sports action. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with the promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all these amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports.